according to the statistics done by the Korea Times, almost 16% of people are suffering it. Patients of this have fear of sight of honeycombs, windows on rainy days, and even Swiss cheese. Can you guess what this is? It's a trypophobia, which means a phobia toward a cluster of small holes. Now let me test whether you have a possibility of it. It's okay, isn't it? Now, if you have somewhat disgusting feeling, you are a potential trypophobe. Thankfully, for patients like trypophobia, there is a successful case of a person overcoming this disease, and she is the very topic which I'm going to introduce today. Now, let me briefly introduce the childhood of a Japanese artist, Yayoi Kusama. Yayoi Kusama's trypophobia was really affected by her surrounding environment. When she was young, Japan was undergoing World War II, and the social atmosphere was really severe. At home, Kusama had to endure her mother's mistreatment, which often combined a confinement without any food to eat. Also, her father was a dissipated man, not caring for his family, and Kusama constantly confronted with inner conflict related with Japanese traditional patriarchy. Kusama first started her drawing when she was experiencing hallucination and auditation when she was only 10 years old. When she was in class, she reported that she saw complex patterns of dots and especially polka dots which were all over her face and finally covered her whole body. Then she felt that these patterns were going to strangle her and eventually make her disappear. At first, Kusama did not understand her symptoms, so she tried to rip her clothes and papers in 1,000 pieces and smash it with mirrors and windows. However, as she became adult, she came to transform her trauma into a significant artistic tool. Kusama's main technique was repetition, and she depicted androphobia, which means dreading man, by depicting man's genital organ. And also, she created small sculptures, by covering daily items with macaronis, which she realized it as a symbol for an oversupply of artificial flavored food during World War II. While Kusama first only focused on her personal distress during all the years, she later seriously observed herself in social performances. Kusama's own belief was that an individual's psychological scar could not be healed until the society's mental scar has been mended, so she began creating multiple sculptures. Especially, she carried a motif from Alice in Wonderland, and however, what caught Kusama's eyes were not those for beauty, but flowers like Rafflesia, which seems a bit hideous and somewhat very massive. Also, she frequently used the motif from a pumpkin, which is a well-known metaphor of an attractive and ugly woman in East Asian countries. By creating these sculptures, Kusama tried to focus more on the society's weak person who often get ignored and insulted, and also created an image of a woman who is strong enough on her own and carrying inner beauty. Among these artworks, the most prominent feature is obviously polka dots, which earned her the nickname the Princess of Polka Dots. Kusama believed that the circle is the most simple and noticeable pattern, and it stands for eternity, integration, and connectedness. Because it has no angularity and no one knows its end and start point, Kusama believed that it has the most whole possibility. And also, she believed that the planet, the sun, and the moon is also basically circular. So it gave her artwork some more fantastic and holy meanings. She mentioned that plants, moons, suns, and human beings all represent dots, small particles among billions. So, if you look back at the Kusama's footsteps and her artworks, you will realize how a feeble, mentally unstable girl has turned into a great artist by using her own technique. So, when you eventually happen to come across a pattern of circles and small holes, don't get irritated. Just think of Kusama's big round eyes and her desperate effort to overcome the disease. Thank you.